What's up, boys? Today we're going to be comparing a $120 mouse to a $5 mouse in this video, and also some other mice as well. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so as you can see, we got the Lenovo mouse. This obviously isn't a gaming mouse, but I'm just for the content, we gotta compare it against something cheap, right? So basically, what we have here is the Lenovo mouse. It's pretty basic, no side buttons, so obviously not a gaming mouse. It's got the laser sensor, pretty outdated, some poopy mouse feet, and yeah, it almost weighs like a brick. So I mean, I guess let's just go into some things to try it out and see how it is. So yeah, alright, so we're on AimGod. We're gonna go into some tile frenzy, see how this goes. And as you guys can see, there might be some like jitter in my mouse movement just because the laser sensor is not that accurate. Alright, so I got a score of 140, which isn't too bad for this mouse, I guess. But as you can tell in my gameplay, there might be some mouse jitter, like the cursor would be jittering a little bit, just because the sensor is not accurate, and there might be some like skipping in the sensor as well. So that's really a big disadvantage with laser sensor, and that's why you don't want to use this kind of mouse. But yeah, it also has a rubber cable, not flexible at all, and yeah, overall just very poopy. But alright, so for our next mouse here, we got the Logitech G203, which is at around the $30 price point, which is actually a really good price for a gaming mouse. But depending on the price is going to be depending on what you get. So, expect what you get for how much you pay for. Basically, we have the side buttons here, which are pretty small, in my opinion, especially for my hand. I have a pretty like medium to big size hand. And the mouse buttons are like really skinny too, as you can tell. They're not very big, and the clicks aren't really that crisp either, so that's what I don't really like about this mouse. But it does have some nice RGB in the back. I had to turn the brightness down because it wouldn't focus on the camera, but yeah, you get the point. The scroll wheel is okay. It has a rubber cable, which is not flexible at all. It just pushes the mouse everywhere, and yeah, it's just not really good at all. But $30, which you expect at that price point. And the mouse feet are decent. Not the greatest though, and I think this mouse does weigh 80 grams, so it's not too bad. It's definitely better weight than other mice out there. But yeah, let's just get into some AimGod and see how it goes. We're just gonna go into some more tile frenzy and see how it goes. Alright, so we got another 140, but as you can tell, my accuracy was better. I'm at 90% accuracy. That's because just the weight was better, and the shape was obviously a bit better than the other one, and the sensor is obviously 10 times better than a laser sensor. It's an optical sensor. So yeah, overall this mouse is decent for the price, and let's move on to the next one. Alright, let's go into the tracking with this mouse, see how it is. Alright, so here's my score once again. Now, my aim was a little bit better than obviously any other mouse, just because it is lighter, so I have a smoother glide, and my tracking wasn't that jittery. Actually, it was actually a little bit smoother than you will see in my G502. But yeah, that's just because of the lighter weight. The heavier the mouse, the more like harder time you're gonna have with a smooth glide and like jittering when you're aiming. So next we got the Logitech G502, which is at the $100 price point. I think it's currently on sale right now, but yeah, $100, a lot for getting into the more expensive side of mice. But yeah, so this mouse is literally a brick. It weighs like 114 grams, so it is really heavy. It also is an ergonomic shape mouse, so it's different from the rest. As you can see, it's only a right-handed mouse, and it does have some RGB, not a lot though. But yeah, oh, what does this pop up on my screen? Yeah, this mouse does have a little bit more features. It has this sniper button here, which you can map to whatever you want. It's got another 2 buttons here. DPI scroll wheel locks. You can have the infinite scroll wheel, or you can lock it just like that. And this mouse does have a braided cable as well, but it's not flexible at all. But I guess braided is good for durability, I guess. And it also has the ability to customize the weight of it. There's weights that come with it. Let's be honest here, who the fuck wants to make their mouse heavier? What the fuck? But yeah, overall, like, build quality and stuff, it's up to par, but you know, it's just too heavy, man. Alright, let's get into some AimGod gameplay. Alright, we're back on Talent Frenzy. Let's see how it does. Alright, so I actually got a lower score than the other mice because the mouse is heavier and the ergonomic shape isn't really for me, I feel like. So I got a 132 and my accuracy was a 90. So I was hitting most of my my shots, but I just couldn't go as fast, and I couldn't like hit each block as fast as the other mice, just because of the weight. The weight really drags you down in speed, and especially like flicking and stuff. So yeah, that's what this mouse really has the disadvantage of, is the weight. But build quality and all that kind of stuff, features are pretty cool. Yeah, the weight is just terrible, man. So yeah. Alright, so we're gonna do some strafes now. Some tracking. Alright, so this is my first time doing this particular map, but my accuracy was 54%, and my score was 11,322. As you can tell, I was jittering a lot because of the weight of the mouse. If it's lighter, your hand movement will be a bit smoother. If it's heavier, you're going to be having a tough time having a smooth glide. So yeah, that's another disadvantage of a heavy mouse. Alright, so now we're going to move on. My main mouse, which is what I use, is the GWolves Stardust Limited. And this mouse is obviously very light. It comes in at 58 grams. The original GWolves Hottie comes in at 62, I think, or something around 62. But this one is the limited version, so it has more holes. Also holes on the side, but I put the grips on the side. But it doesn't add any weight. It feels the exact same. So yeah, this comes in at 58 grams. As you can see, holes everywhere. It does have holes on the sides and on the bottom. And the mouse feet are a little bit better than the rest. It's a bit more smoother. And the advantages of having a lighter mouse is obviously a smoother glide. You can do flicks quicker, and it just helps your aim so much more. And the scroll wheel, obviously, way better quality. And the side buttons are a bit better as well. The back one can feel a little bit weird sometimes, but Overall, they are good quality. And yeah, just design, you're paying for everything. Braided cable, this is the second best stock cable on a mouse. I'm pretty sure the best stock cable on a mouse is the Endgame XM1. But yeah, this is probably the second best stock cable. Very similar to a paracord, doesn't move the mouse at all. Maybe just a tiny bit. But yeah, let's just get into some AimGod gameplay. Some Tile Frenzy, let's go. Alright, so my final score was 141. I kind of choked at the end there, but if I sat here for a little bit longer, I probably could have got a better score. But yeah, as you can tell, my aim wasn't that jittery, and I was having a much easier time flicking and doing the hits a lot faster than the other mouse. So yeah, we're getting into some tracking now. Alright, so as you guys can tell, I was able to respond to the movements of the target a lot better and quicker than the other mouse, just because it's lighter, so you can flick easier, and my aim was a bit smoother as well, since the advantages of having a lighter mouse is smoother aim, not much jittering, especially when I have a lower sense. And yeah, that's what you can take advantage of when you have a lighter mouse. And let's get into some Fortnite gameplay. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the Logitech G502. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more types of videos like this. Also, check out my Twitch, link in the description. As you know, I made my final decision. I will be streaming on Twitch permanently, so come and join the Twitch streams. You know, we'll have some fun. We'll be vibing out there. And, yeah, that's about it, boys. Peace.